What's going on, everybody? So in today's video, we are going to be checking out a foreclosure property, and I'm going to be giving you 10 different tips for buying a foreclosure. And actually, before you even get out of the car, tip number one is to wear something comfortable. As you can see, I'm wearing some short sleeves, comfortable shirt. With a foreclosure, you're not trying to impress anybody by dressing up, obviously, because no one's even going to be there. So you need to wear something comfortable. A lot of times these houses might have mold or, various issues going on with them. So definitely don't, wear a suit or anything like that. Go for more of the casual Friday look, as I like to call it. So let's go check out the house. So actually, this property that we're going to see is actually in a very, I consider a pretty good neighborhood. So a lot of times people think that foreclosures are only in the worst neighborhoods, or people have a lot of misconceptions. So this one's actually a pretty good neighborhood. I think it's been listed for about a month. And it's actually a relatively newer property. Newer in the sense it's not 50 years old or anything like that. These houses were built about 10, 15 years ago. So I'm hoping that there's not too much wrong with the house. All right, here we are. And as you can see, it's right on a slightly busier road. So a property that's on a busier road, you're definitely going to want to run your comps a little bit more conservatively than if it was just set back in the community a little bit. So let's open it up and go inside. And actually, this is kind of loud. You can actually hear you got the highway in the back, not the main road in front of you, but maybe 100, 200 yards away. So you can actually hear the highway. So that's a little bit of a turnoff. But anyways, let's go on with the tour. And actually, before you enter a foreclosure, always knock. Sometimes every now and then someone will still be living in there. Ask me how I know. So I knocked. I think we should be good. So let's go check it out. All right. This doesn't actually look that bad so far. Oh, this is kind of awkward though. You actually just have to walk upstairs before you even go anywhere. All right. So floors and kitchen actually look like they're still in pretty good shape. The thing with foreclosure, sometimes the house is in terrible condition and sometimes it's actually in really good condition. So this house so far, it looks like it's actually, kitchen is good. We might want to update the appliances. But again, like I said, the house is not that old, so really there shouldn't be that many issues. One thing to watch out for though with foreclosures is that if there's no appliances, like some foreclosures might not have like a kitchen or appliances or things like that. So you always have to talk to your lender to be sure that they can still finance that, because not every lender is going to finance a foreclosure. A lot of times, just heard a noise down there. It was a little concerning. Anyways, hopefully no one's coming in the house. Anyways, a lot of times your lender, if there's no appliances, things like that, if the water's not running, they're not going to be able to finance the deal. So always be in constant contact with your lender. Make sure they know it's a foreclosure, and see what their requirements are for that. All right, here we have the bathroom. So it looks like this property has actually been winterized, which is common with a lot of foreclosures. So before you purchase it, before you buy the house, you should test the water, and you can still get a home inspection. A lot of people think that with foreclosures you can't get a home inspection, and you can get a home inspection, you just can't, the bank is typically not going to do any repairs. So if you're asking them to fix the sink or something like that, they're going to tell you to, go find a different property. But if the property's winterized, you will have to get the water back on. You have to work with the actual listing agent to go about, their way of getting the water on and making sure that there's no massive pipe leaks or anything like that. Keep hearing things in this house. Here we have another bathroom. So this is actually in pretty good condition. So a house like this, it's in fairly good condition. I mean, I haven't done an inspection. I've just walked through it for 5-10 minutes, but you might not need to do a massive renovation. You know, when you run your comps, you might just have to update some appliances. And the idea with running comps is you just want to bring it up to the level of where the renovated properties or where the livable properties are selling at. So you don't necessarily need to do anything fancy. You know, a lot of times people think they need to, you know, install like Italian cabinets or, you know, marble and crazy things like that. But in reality, it's a lot of just bringing it up to the market value. You don't need to really, you know, go too far above and beyond the actual market, the actual neighborhood. All right, so we're just about wrapping up the tour. So this property is pretty nice. Price-wise, it's actually still too high. So they actually priced it slightly lower than other properties, which so it's priced pretty well. So think about that when making offers with a foreclosure. Sometimes the bank is just not very negotiable. Sometimes they have different criteria, like they'll only accept 98% of list price within 30 days. However, as an investor, what you can do is you can resubmit your offer. So if the property is still active on the market after 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, even 120 days, you can still resubmit the offer and the bank is going to oftentimes reconsider it, and sometimes you can get a good deal. So definitely don't give up after the first one. You know, sometimes working with the banks is a little bit trickier, but it's going to be a lot easier than working with a short sale. So if you're familiar with short sales, they can take anywhere from 1 month to 2 years. Oftentimes they're going to take at least 6 months. However, with an REO, with a foreclosure, usually you can hear back from the bank, within like 5 days. Sometimes sooner than that. So we'll just finish up the tour. This is where I was hearing like noises. Probably just the front door. Probably just, something going on there. Hopefully there's no one in here. Ta-da! Holy crap. Yeah, there's like graffiti over there. That's kind of actually a little, yeah, I think this tour is just about over after seeing that. No, but this house overall, what you would do if you were to renovate it, you would see exactly where the comps are. So since this is not that old of a community, chances are there's not like been full scale renovations. Maybe there are, but you want to get a sense of the comps. Put together a repair list, obviously, for this house. It'd be like paint. The floors are actually in really good condition. You'd probably upgrade appliances, maybe do backsplash, new lights. I don't even think you need to replace the HVAC. We'd have to test that. You would obviously get a home inspection and try to come up with a list of all the things you would repair, and then factor that into your budget, into your offer price, and kind of see where it goes from there with the bank. Also with foreclosures, it's good because obviously the property's vacant, so it's easy to get contractors in here. So if you were kind of unsure of the repair estimate, you get a couple contractors in here. They can give you their bids. You still have to check with the agent, obviously, but usually it's very flexible showing a foreclosed house. I mean, a lot of times with traditional showings, sometimes they might have kids, dogs, things like that. So you can only see the property at like 2 p.m. on a Tuesday type of thing. So foreclosures are much more flexible when it comes to that. All right, so that's our tour. That's our foreclosure tips of the day. I think there was about 10 tips or so, maybe more, maybe less. Wow, it's loud out here. So yeah, when you're, let me just come back in here for a second. You're really gonna have to take, at least 10,000, if not 15,000 off the price of this house because of the noise out there. You can't really hear it when you're inside once I close both doors, but it will turn a lot of people off. So when you're looking at comps, try to find comps on this exact road as opposed to comps set back, 5 blocks into the neighborhood. All right, hope you enjoyed this video. Please check out more videos on my channel. Please subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. All right, bye.